else to get...
Dude, I'm not gonna be your wingman all the time, okay?
Alright guys, let's play the new one. Let's make it loud.
These times get harder every day. We just can't seem to find our place. But we belong, we belong, we belong. Oh, we belong, we belong, we belong.
Okay, Mom, I'm coming up. Right.
Nice.
You guys did a really good job today.
You too, man. Ripped it.
Alright.
Mom, remember that sound I keep telling you about?
Oh, you mean the neighbors and their dog? I'm going to have to talk to them about that darn dog. Keeps me up at night. Barking. I mean, people should be required to...
No, Mom. That sound I've been hearing in my head. It's like a whistle, a note that eventually goes away. I think there might be seriously something wrong.
Well, when you get a job, you won't have to worry about hearing that darn dog all the time. You'll be out working and...
Mom, listen to me. There's something wrong with my ears. There's really something wrong. I think I need to go to the doctor. Are you going to take me or not?
Okay. Well, Griffin, I wish you would have told me this was serious.
I've been trying to tell you.
Okay. Okay, honey. I'll make an appointment tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hello, Griffin. I'm Dr. Phobet. How are you doing today?
Good. Just waiting to see you.
And what seems to be going on with you?
I've been hearing this weird noise in my head.
Like voices talking, or...?
No. It's like a guitar solo with no distortion playing. It comes, and then it goes, and then it comes back and goes away. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, could you hum the sound for me? Demonstrate to me what it sounds like?
Well, I could try. I guess it's kind of like when the TV's on, but there's nothing playing. Like...
Do you drive, Griffin? Or do you have a loud stereo system in your car?
No, I don't drive yet.
You listen to music loud with your earbuds or headphones on?
Yeah. Doesn't everybody?
Do you DJ or go out to loud clubs or parties?
Yeah. I go to loud parties sometimes with my friends.
Do you work in a metal shop or use loud power tools with your dad, perhaps?
No, I don't work in a metal shop. It's just me and my mom. But I do play in a band.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me about the band. Do you guys play loud?
Yeah. How do you play rock and roll not loud?
And what instrument do you play, Griffin?
I play the guitar and I sing.
Ah, I see. Well, it seems the mystery has been revealed. But I don't have very good news for you, I'm afraid. You're suffering from tinnitus. Your exposure to loud sounds is causing that tone you hear to keep ringing in your ear. At this stage, it's a warning. And not everyone who suffers from tinnitus experiences it in the same way. But you seem to be suffering from it, well, this way. Unfortunately, there is not a definitive cure for this ailment. The best advice I can give you is to lower your sound threshold. Lower all sounds that you're exposed to. Wear earplugs when you're playing your guitar or going out to loud parties. And turn your earbuds down. Just try to get used to them at a lower level. If you do all these things, the sounds should start to subside and eventually go away.
I don't understand. Am I going deaf? Am I losing my hearing? What does that tone I hear have to do with hearing loss? Are you saying I can't play in my band anymore? I don't understand.
I have a good friend. He is a studio engineer and an expert on human hearing. I think you'll like him. Tell him I sent you, and he will be happy to explain to you everything that you want to know. And remember, lower your sound threshold. Your ears will thank you for it, and they will last you a long, long time. I'm going to schedule a follow-up appointment for you, okay?
Griffin, come on in. Welcome.
Thank you for taking the time to see me.
My pleasure, young man.
Wow, nice studio.
Thank you. Please, take a seat. So, I understand you've been experiencing tinnitus.
Yes,
Is it in both ears? How long does it last?
it's really only been in this year. Just comes on out of the blue and lasts maybe a few seconds.
Well, the good news is that it sounds like you caught it early. If you make the appropriate changes now, it can go away. Let me tell you a little bit about human hearing. In a perfect state of hearing, most humans can hear a frequency range from 20 hertz on the low end to 20,000 hertz, or 20 kilohertz, which is the same thing, on the high end. Let me show you on this chart. 20 hertz is the lowest sound that a human can hear. It's a low grumble. You can feel it more than you can hear it. It's like a bass note you might hear in electronic dance music. 20,000 hertz is such a high squeal. It's the same frequency as a dog whistle. When we expose ourselves to loud sounds for extended periods of time, we cause irreparable damage to our hearing, usually losing your ability to hear in the higher end of the spectrum first. So exposure to loud sounds would cause you to lose 20,000, then 19,000, then 18,000, and so on as you continue to expose yourself to loud sounds. The tinnitus in your case, in my opinion, is a warning sign from God, or nature if you prefer. Other cases of tinnitus are much more severe. Some people hear that tone that you're hearing 24/7 in their ears. Some people hear sounds much more disturbing than that, like a grumbling sound or a static type sound. There are at least 6 different common types of tinnitus. Some of them are brought on by disease or other natural causes, but some, or probably most, are brought on by exposure to loud sounds. Extremely loud sounds, for even a moment, like a gunshot right next to your ear, could render you deaf in one or both of your ears permanently. When you lose your hearing, Griffin, it's gone. There's no way to get it back. They're experimenting with medical repairs, but why would you want to even take that chance?
Well, what about hearing aids? Don't they help?
Hearing aids. Hearing aids are a last resort. A hearing aid is an amplifier. So when your hearing is already badly damaged, you use a hearing aid to amplify the sounds that you normally can barely hear. Yes, they work. However, you are literally damaging your ability to hear even more in the process. Hearing aids will bring you to absolute deafness even faster. The goal, Griffin, is to slow your hearing loss before you ever need a hearing aid. Please don't think of hearing aids as a solution.
Well, who cares if I lose 20,000 hertz or 18,000 hertz? If that's such a high pitch, like a dog whistle, does it matter?
That's a fantastic question. Let me explain you the answer this way. There's a technology called telephony. When they were developing the first landline telephone system, way before our time, they had to decide what frequency range the system would encompass. They realized they didn't need to cover the entire frequency range because human voices only use a certain part of the range. So they decided to make the system with a frequency range from 300 hertz to 3,000 hertz, believing that all normal speaking voices would fall between that range. And for the most part, that is true. However, there was something they overlooked or possibly ignored, a thing called sibilance. Sibilance is the sound that's made when we pronounce certain parts of certain words, like sh, ch, k. A lot of those sounds take place in the 10,000 and above hertz range of the spectrum. So it's hard to distinguish the difference between certain words using the telephony technology. An example of this is when we speak on the phone and we pronounce C as in Charlie, B as in Bravo, etc. That's because the sibilance has been cut out. So when you cut out the top end of the frequency range, it's harder to distinguish between even the simplest of words. A person with a loss in the higher range will start asking questions like, was that cat or bat? Was that dog or bog? Those types of questions. You really don't want to start losing any of your hearing spectrum because any loss affects your ability to understand words. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it does. But I don't understand still. Everybody listens to loud music. Are you saying everyone's going deaf? What about your hearing?
Griffin, I'll tell you honestly. I believe that our society is going through the biggest epidemic of hearing loss it has ever encountered. I've been able to save my hearing considerably by being very conscious of loud sounds. I use electronic drums, as you saw coming in, and I've kept earplugs like these in my pocket for the last 20 plus years. I use them everywhere I go. Concerts, karaoke, nightclubs, even movie theaters and churches. Everything with sound is getting excruciatingly loud. With all that, and add to it louder car systems and headphones, hearing loss is getting exponentially worse.
How can that be? How can everybody just not know this?
That's a good question, Griffin. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe in God, the Bible?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, well, according to the Bible, the devil is a very real and powerful adversary that is constantly trying to deceive mankind. The scriptures say that faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God. So let me ask you, Griffin, if we all go deaf, where will our faith come from? Satan is working really hard to deceive us in such subtle but profound ways. I know you might not be getting all this right now, but this is sincerely what I believe is happening.